Hey guys, it's Owen from Wrestling Inc. back with another wrestling news roundup. Without any further ado, let's get into today's biggest stories in the world of professional wrestling. Former WWE superstar reportedly headed to AEW. Former WWE superstar Swerve the Realist, aka Shane Swerve Strickland, aka Isaiah Swerve Scott, is reportedly headed to AEW. There have been rumors on Swerve and AEW and the company having strong interest in the former NXT North American champion, but now Fightful Select reports that Swerve is expected to begin with AEW during the first week of March. It was noted that AEW officials reached out to see about bringing Swerve in shortly after his WWE release. WWE released the former Hit Row leader on November 18 along with other budget cuts. AEW reportedly sees Swerve as a potential crossover star. There have been numerous AEW stars discussed for potential Warner Media shows over the last year or so, but nothing is official as of now. Swerve responded to the AEW report with a winking face emoji. Since leaving WWE and becoming a free agent this month, Swerve has booked dates with top indies and GCW coming up. He made his New Japan Pro Wrestling debut against Jay White at the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Rivals tapings on February 17, and then took a loss to Progress champion Cara Noir this past Sunday at Progress Chapter 129. Word is that Swerve does not have a contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Ring of Honor reportedly has interest in booking Swerve for their reboot after early April, but that likely will not happen now that he is headed to AEW. There's no word on exactly when Swerve will make his AEW debut, but the Revolution pay-per-view is scheduled for Sunday, March 6 in Orlando. Former WWE star makes surprise debut on last night's AEW Dynamite. Reports throughout the week were accurate when stating that former WWE Cruiserweight champion Buddy Matthews was headed to All Elite Wrestling. Buddy made his surprise debut on last night's episode after the lights went out completely following the Penta and Pac vs House of Black match. Though he teased a potential rivalry with Malachi similar to their feud in WWE, he instead joined the House of Black stable and helped Brody King and Malachi beat down Pac and Penta. After his appearance, Tony Khan took to Twitter and announced the official signing of Buddy Matthews. The former Cruiserweight champion was released from WWE on June 2, 2021 as part of company budget cuts. Since that point, he has popped in a variety of independent shows. Matthews competed against Okada for New Japan Pro Wrestling and was featured by MLW. Most recently, he was involved in the 2022 Battle of Los Angeles tournament, reaching the semi-final stage. Jeff Hardy says that he's going to AEW. Since his WWE release in December, Jeff Hardy has been heavily rumoured to be joining his brother Matt in AEW. Jeff is currently under a non-compete with WWE until March 9th. With Jeff's non-compete coming to an end soon, the charismatic Enigma announced that he and his brother Matt would be bringing back the Hardy Boys to wrestle a reunion tour starting March 12th at Big Time Wrestling. With the news of him teaming with his brother again hitting the wrestling world, a deal with a major promotion seems inevitable. While speaking with Jared Myers backstage at his own concert, Hardy flat out revealed that he's, quote, going to AEW and shared excitement about becoming All Elite. Quote, I'm going to AEW, Jeff said. I'm so excited. Until this morning, I didn't really know. I'm so nervous and excited. It's unclear when Jeff Hardy will make his AEW debut. Matt Hardy recently confirmed that his brother turned down an offer to go back to WWE following his release, with the company offering him a spot in the WWE Hall of Fame this year. Tony Khan provides update on massive AEW announcement. Ahead of this week's episode of AEW Dynamite, AEW President Tony Khan addressed the massive announcement that he teased last week. Khan noted that he cannot make the announcement yet because the company is under non-disclosure agreements as he works on the deal. Quote, I can't yet, but I hopefully will be able to soon, Khan said. We're working on something massive. The legal team has us under NDA, so I can't reveal all of the details. But suffice to say, we're working on something that's going to be really great for the fans and the wrestlers, and it's going to be awesome. Khan noted that the announcement is different from the First Dance episode of AEW Rampage, where CM Punk made his expected but unannounced return to pro wrestling. Khan said that he cannot reveal a date or location for when he'll make the announcement, but that it's coming and it's, quote, a little bit different than anything the company has done. Quote, I am so excited, and I don't know exactly when we'll be able to tell the fans, but I know that it's coming very soon, so stay tuned to AEW, Khan pleaded. Stay tuned to AEW, I promise you something big is coming. It's not like the First Dance where I can put a date and a time and a place on it and say that I know exactly when, but it is like the First Dance in that I know it's something big and important is coming to AEW and I'm very excited about it. It's a little bit different than anything we've done before, but it's going to be awesome. Cody Rhodes reportedly felt it was time to leave the territory. The Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer summed up Cody Rhodes' mindset when he decided to leave AEW in one simple sentence. It was, quote, time to leave the territory. That was Meltzer's summation of a brief message he says he received from Cody. Meltzer mentioned it during Tuesday's episode of We're Live, Pal. Meltzer said Cody had nothing bad to say about AEW, but added that Rhodes was hurt by some of the things he saw written and said about him after news broke last week that he and his wife Brandy were leaving the company. Cody is reportedly returning to WWE, and there were a number of references to his past characters on Monday night's episode of Raw and on WWE's social media accounts. He was spotted in Florida over the weekend, where he was expected to begin shooting content for his imminent WWE comeback. Rhodes did not travel with the WWE crew to Saudi Arabia for last Saturday's Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Meltzer said he believes that Cody Rhodes may feel frustrated with some fans. Rhodes was one of the founding executive vice presidents of AEW, and Meltzer thinks Cody may feel he's not fully appreciated for the role he played in getting the company started. When it comes to Cody feeling it was, quote, time to leave the territory, Meltzer said many of Cody's thoughts and philosophies regarding pro wrestling are similar to those of his father, the late pro wrestling legend Dusty Rhodes. During much of Dusty Rhodes' career, it was common for wrestlers to periodically move from one territory to the next to keep their characters fresh and preserve their drawing power. Meltzer said Cody may have sensed that other wrestlers who'd arrived in AEW over recent months were going to be featured more prominently going forward. Meltzer also speculated that fans booing Rhodes during AEW broadcasts may have played a role in his decision to leave the company. Triple H name-dropped on AEW Dynamite. WWE legend Triple H Paul Levesque was name-dropped by Eddie Kingston during Wednesday's episode of AEW Dynamite. Kingston would bring up Triple H during his face-to-face confrontation with Chris Jericho. After Jericho agreed to their one-on-one match at the upcoming Revolution pay-per-view, Kingston implored Le Champion to bring the best version of himself at the March 6 event. Quote, "We got the match great," Kingston told Jericho. But don't give me the Chris Jericho from the Mimosa Mayhem match or the Chris Jericho who got thrown off the cage by MJF. Give me the Jericho who was the first world champion in this company, the one who bled buckets in Tennessee. Give me the Jericho who turned WCW upside down. Kingston added, quote, "Give me the Chris Jericho that your close friend Levesque hated. If you don't, I'm gonna eat you alive." As noted previously, Kingston also took a jab at WWE during the segment, saying that WWE's version of sports entertainment isn't sports entertaining at all, and that AEW is a wrestling company. So what are your thoughts on today's Wrestling News Roundup? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe to Wrestling Inc., and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.